I'm going to show you guys how to download Fanfiction from AO3 in bulk. This is something I've been using for a while now, but with all the recent changes and the open questions concerning who can access what websites and what content and where, and the usage of personal identification to ensure your identity online, I think it's a good time for me to open this up to you guys and show you how to do it. So we're going to use one application on GitHub created by someone else and a script that I created myself. So this application you're going to use from someone else is called AO3 Downloader, and I'll put the link to it in the description. The prerequisites you need for this is you need to know how to use a terminal. You need to know how to use Git, and you need to have Python 3 installed in your computer, preferably version 3.11.4. This application, for some reason, requires that specific version. If you use a different version, you're probably going to face some strange errors when you try to download the links. So I'm not going to teach you how to use any of that. If you're on Windows, you're probably going to have to install WSL, the Windows subsystem for Linux, to be able to use a Linux terminal. Okay, so the workflow goes like this. You go on AO3, you go to any fandom, you apply whatever filters you would like, you grab the URL, you input that into this application. It's going to grab all the links for the pages that you specify, and then you're going to take those links, put it into my script, and my script will download all of the fan fiction for you in a way that is rate limited and won't get your IP, banned. Okay, so once you've downloaded the AO3 downloader application, you're going to need to set up a Python virtual environment and install the required dependencies for the application to run. On Python, you do that like this: Python 3-m venv, 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 and I just like to name my virtual environment venv. Not going to explain what that does, just trust me that you need to do it, and trust me that I'm not installing a virus on your computer. The next command is source venv bin activate. It's going to tell your terminal to use that virtual environment that we just specified, so that when we install packages, it's not going to install it everywhere on your computer. It's just going to install it for this single application. The next command is to install the actual packages needed to run the app, and you do that by pip3 install-r requirements.txt. That's just going to install all of the packages needed to, run this app. So once that's finished, the dependencies for the AO3 downloader are in, and you can start the application now. So you do that by selecting Python AO3 downloader.py. And this is simply a command line application. It runs purely in your command line. There's no user interface. So the selection from this menu is L that we're going to use. Get all work links from an AO3 listing. So go ahead and type L in the command line and press enter. It's asking me, do you want to start from the page you stopped last time? I select no. This is just happening because I've used the application before. For you, it's probably not going to say that. So press N for no. And then the next option is please enter link to AO3. So like I said, you can go to any fandom, add your filters as usual for what you want, and then press enter, make sure the URL has updated. And then you take that URL and you paste it directly into the command line and press enter again. The next option is, do you want to get works from all encountered series links? I just select no because in the past, I've had some weird issues with this application not doing what it's supposed to do when I selected yes. So I select no. And then the final question that is relevant to you is, please enter a page number to stop on. enter 0 to download all pages. If you enter 0 for this section, specifically, you can see there are about 5,000 pages here. It's going to go through and it's going to get every fic work link from all 5,000 pages. For the sake of this, I'm just going to do like 3 pages. So I put 3 and then I press enter. Do you want to include the work metadata? Press no, that's very important. Press N for no, and then enter. And do you want to log into AO3? When you're downloading like thousands of pages, select yes. But for this, I'm just going to select no. And there we go. It's grabbing the links. AO3 is being a little bit slow today. Typically, when I do this, I'm downloading like 100 or 200 pages at once, and it literally takes like 2 minutes. For some reason, it's being a little bit slow today. But there we go. We've already downloaded those 3 pages. As you can see over here on the left, under the AO3 downloader folder, there is another folder called downloads. If we click on that file, you'll now see that it's been filled with the work links from the pages that I selected. Now this process can be repeated. You can see the command line application here is saying press D to display the menu again, or Q to quit. We can press D, then press L to select work links, and then go through that same process again for a different fandom or for a different set of filters or whatever you want. You can download thousands and thousands of links using this method. All of the files for every time you run the L command will pop up under this download folder. But for now, we'll just use this one folder at a time. I'll exit out of that. And so that's it for the AO3 downloader application. Now, we're going to move over to my script that I created for you guys here. It's a very simple, tiny little thing. All it's going to do is it's going to take all of the links that you downloaded from AO3 Downloader, and it's going to download all of those fics in EPUB format one by one in a sort of slow on purpose manner so that you don't get rate limited by the AO3 website. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste every single TXT file. I'll just create another one, .txt, and I'll just grab like half of these and I'll put them in here as well. Cool. So we have 2 files here. Assuming maybe I ran that script multiple times, I have 2 outputs. Copy this and paste it into the AO3 EPUB download folder under the under the links subfolder. Paste. So those are in there now. And let me expand my terminal up again. So now you're going to go through all of those same steps in the beginning that I told you for the other application. You're going to run python 3-mvenv source venv/bin/activate, and then pip3 install-r requirements.txt. Those 3 commands that I showed you from the previous application, you're going to run them again one by one. Here I am just pasting them all at once so that I don't have to waste your time here. And boom, it's downloaded what it needs to download to run this application. From there, you select Python download.py. As you can see, it's going through, it grabbed each each text file inside of the links folder, and is going through and it's downloading each EPUB one by one. So you can see they're popping up here as they download. Any errors that occur will appear in this download_errors.log. It'll just be the link to that same fic. So you see something errored out here. And it's just going to go through that one by one. After every 25 or 20 or so fics, it's going to pause for about, I think, 2 minutes. it says 60 seconds here, but I changed it to 2 minutes. After every 25 files, this comment is out of date as well. You can see that I was just tinkering with it real quick. So yeah, after every 25 files, it's going to pause itself for 60 seconds. And that's just to give AO3 some time to breathe. If you are like me, downloading literally like 20,000 fics at once, you're going to just leave your computer on as this happens. And you don't want to hit AO3 20,000 times in the span of a few seconds. That would be atrocious for you. And they would probably, block you from downloading things for some time. So we're just going to let this go, and I'll see you guys back when it's finished. All right, so it got about halfway and I stopped it because I was tired of waiting. I want to finish this tutorial. But we got some errors logged up here. When you're downloading thousands of fics, this file might be filled up with maybe like 200 or 100 links. All you got to do is Control-A, Control-X to copy all of that. Like I said, this thing uses the links in the links folder. So you just kind of like replace one of the TXT files in there with this. And let's get rid of that. And you run that script again. So, save this so that make sure the download errors log file is empty when you do that. The script looks to that file so that it's not retrying any previously failed things. And you run that again. So, boom, it retried the links in here and actually got them this time. So, like I said, just going to repeat that one more time. When you download your links, this download_errors.log file might be filled with hundreds of links that failed to download the first time. You just copy and paste those into the links folder and then empty this file again and then rerun the script. So we have all of these EPUB files here. These are your fics that you downloaded. You can take these and drag and drop them into whatever library solution you use. I use Calibre, and as you can see here, in Calibre, I have downloaded about 16,000 fics. So this method definitely works. So that's it for the tutorial. Just some quick words on the AO3 downloader one, the one that I didn't create. It also has the ability to, let's look at the menu again. It has the ability to download actual fics. However, when I tried it one time before, I was running into Cloudflare issues for some reason. So if you run into Cloudflare issues with my script, try this person's script to actually download the fics instead of just the links, and vice versa, and see if that works to you. But the best way that I found was using this one to grab the links and then my script to actually download, because my script will pause periodically and you can leave it running for days on end. It'll just go through the files. So hopefully with this method, you're able to get all of the fics that you love backed up onto your computer and have them there for you in the event that you're no longer able to access AO3 easily or anonymously in your country.